welcome to the channel. I'm the self-proclaimed Blue Dragon. This week I wanted to do a mid-year check-in with the goals that I set at the beginning of the year. I do an annual New Year's resolution video, and I wanted to just try to kind of check in and see if I'm on track for achieving my goals. I go into a lot more detail about how I view my goals in those videos, so I'm not really going to expand. Mostly I do this to kind of have a plan for the year, but I don't like self-deprecate or like get angry at myself if there's something on here that I don't achieve. So that's just kind of a quick disclaimer, but I go into more details about my feelings in that video from earlier this year. Maybe I'll put an iCard up in the upper right hand corner. So I'm going to jump right into the goals. If you want a more in-depth recap, you can check that video. The first set of goals are for my free Not Safe for Work webcomic, Dark Horse. The links for that are down in the description. It is rated mature, but it is free for people to read, unless you feel like supporting my artwork, in which case I have a shop and other ways of showing support. I have 6 goals for this. The first one is to finish scripting Dark Horse, which I put on there because I specifically know I'm not going to achieve it in the year. So no, the answer is I have not completed that task. The second one is edit Act 4 for print and PDF. I do try to print at least 1 act annually of the comic so that I have something to sell whenever I go to markets and conventions. Not so much going to conventions, but I have been to a few outdoor markets of late. I'm in the process of getting that printed off for editing just in black and white, so I'm on my way. I've got it in the InDesign document, but I haven't done the updated art for printing it yet. Number 3 is to catch up completely with the revamp. I am getting very close. For those of you who aren't familiar, the revamp is just me redoing all the old pages of Dark Horse. I'm currently on Act 10 of Dark Horse of the revamp, but there's 2 more acts that are up on Comic Fury that I am going to have to redraw and replace the pages for. So that's kind of the gist of what the revamp is. I'm probably not going to get it done this year, but I'm going to get really close if I don't. I might. I have my eyes set on it, but I'm doing pretty well. I've only got 2 acts left after Awakening, so I might achieve that goal by the end of this year. 5th goal was to update the Comic Fury archive site, which I did complete. There was an update that the owner of the site put through, and that provides thumbnails of the cover art if you want it to. I haven't done that update yet, but that came after I had set this goal and achieved the goal, so I consider this task complete for now. And the last goal for Dark Horse was to advertise more aggressively, which I've been doing monthly on a regular basis on top webcomics, and it really has helped out a bit, so I certainly appreciate that, and I appreciate my patrons and Subscribestar member for helping make those advertisements possible. Thank you for your support. My next set of goals were community goals. I had, 5 goals set down for myself. So the first of which is to participate in 2 to 3 community projects, either online or locally. I really did want to do some local projects, but that's really, aside from like going to like a local art studio, I haven't really done too much this year just because my life in my personal life has been far too busy. But I've definitely already completed 2 to 3 online community projects, including a project that I'm working on right now with the Aradia Magical Girl Collective. There's going to be a 90s summer zine that we have a Kickstarter for. It's going to be a huge undertaking, but man, I just got done assisting and looking at the applications, and there's a lot of really awesome artists that are within and without the collective that are going to be participating. So more on that later in the year. Number 2, promote indie comics on social media. I have been trying to do that a bit. I've kind of been dropping some names in my videos. I did an entire baker's dozen of tapas, Comic Fury, and independent comics that people should check out, and I will continue to do so. I am also doing a little bit of advertising on my business Facebook. I don't visit the personal site anymore. I'm kind of divorcing myself from Twitter a bit too. I'm not going to close my account, but it's just too stressful, so I haven't really been updating there. But I advertise in other places, so. And also the Comic Fury Zine project is nothing but a giant advertisement for independent artists, which I've been promoting on places like Reddit as well as my own social medias. I have it on my list to keep being active on the forums. Discord also, but more so intent on the forums. That's over on Tapas and Comic Fury. I've been a little more vocal on Tapas. I could be on there more, but I'm just pretty busy this year. And then I hang around the forums on Comic Fury, so I think I'm keeping up with that goal. Fourth community goal was to have more improvements on the Comic Fury zine with promotion and design. I think my design has been pretty good. I think it's been getting better. It's not the best, but I'm better than I was, so that's good. And also, I've been working on promoting the zine more actively and trying to encourage others to promote the zine, because networking is how this stuff works. So I'm hoping that that's working. And then 5, maybe give some constructive critiques. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that this year, but I might. If things get a little less busy, I might do that. But yeah, actually really keeping on track with the community goals. Really keeping on track with that. Oh, I forgot to mention on the Dark Horse goals, I was supposed to mention updating the cast page. I'm working on it. It's close. I've got about 3 characters ready. I've got one more to do before I'm ready to just color all those and upload them. So sorry, I almost skipped over that goal. I have general art goals. I'm really not on target with these at all. But continued education, learning, taking online courses, doing things, locally. Haven't been doing much in the way of local art classes, but I have been watching a lot of instructional and tutorial videos, as well as, just some other artists who are better than me to try to get inspiration and pick up some tips and tricks from them. Second goal is to build onto my inking skills. I think I've been doing pretty well with that. I think I've been doing pretty good with like the details and control over the nib and all that. So I think I'm on target with that one. Improve page and panel composition. I am working on it. I've been reading up on it on some online resources. I've been discussing a little bit of that in some of the blogs that I share on Subscribestar and Patreon with those level members. And I've also been, just trying to be very conscious about that and looking at other comics and trying to see what I can pick up and do in my own way to improve my own panel and composition. Still got a long way to go, but I have been mindful of that, which was one of my goals this year. Fourth general art goal is to be better at action scenes and pacing. I'm working on that right now with Awakening, so we'll see. I'm in the process. I hope I'm successful with that, but I'm working on it. And then 5, try Manga Studio, Clip Art Studio. Manga Studio is what Clip Art Studio was back before it became Clip Art Studio. And no, I'm probably not going to get around to that this year. I have it on my list every year. I'm not going to beat myself up for not doing it, but I do have it on my list to try eventually. And then finally, I have video goals here at YouTube as well as here on BitChute if you're watching over there. I have 3 video goals. I didn't want to overwhelm myself with this, but one is to try not to miss any Wednesday video uploads. I have plans because I am going to be traveling, but by the time this video is up, I'm already in Illinois again, helping my family with an important matter. And so I'm going to be probably uploading a lot of silent videos with just music and stuff of that nature. Hey, Julius. Good boy. Oh boy. Oh, sneaky butt coming over here licking me. But yeah, so far so good. I'm not sure. The schedule may get rocky if I get a little too busy at my parents', but we shall see. I'm on schedule. I've been doing pretty well so far this year. Number 2 is upload my videos onto both YouTube and BitChute. And while my BitChute schedule is a little messy, just because there's no way to schedule the video to post, you gotta physically, hit the button. But I've been doing pretty good on both YouTube and BitChute, making sure that my schedule is steady. So yes, achieving that goal. And number 3, the final one, working on my editing, doing better at editing. Yeah, I'm trying, but I really should take some classes. That'll be a focus for me in the future. I just don't have time, although I have been trying because I want to make sure my videos are a little bit entertaining, although my primary goal is to just kind of, babble about art and be background noise for people. I also have in here to do some challenges and top 10s, top 5s, whatever lists. I've done one this year, and I have some more that I have planned, so we'll see. I'm hoping to get those done before the end of the year. Challenges, not so sure I'll get around to that. It was a lofty goal, but things are just too busy this year. And I think that's all I've got to say this week. Again, it was more of a keeping up shop video than anything, but you know, I know that a lot of us set goals at the beginning of the year and we kind of let them fall to the wayside maybe a couple months in. So I've been trying my best to hold myself accountable, being realistic about the goals that I can and can't achieve. You know, I'm not going to be mad at myself if I don't achieve everything that I set out to in 2022, but doing a video like this, I'm hoping is like inspiration for anyone who, you know, needs a reminder to check up on those if it's something that's important to them to achieve. And it's also a reminder to me just to kind of make sure that I'm working on at least some of these goals so that I can have, you know, kind of a look back at the end of the year and say, hey, it might have been a very busy year. There's been a lot of things going on. It's been very, very tough. But at the same time, I was able to achieve some of these goals that I set for myself. So you can kind of take the good with the bad. You can look at the bad that happened in the year and also use some of that good to uplift yourself. So that's kind of what the goal was with this video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it inspires you. Again, don't be too hard on yourselves if you're not achieving things that you set out to do, but just be mindful and do what you can when you can. That's all I got to say this week. Peace and love. Fare you well. And keep on trucking.